All right, we're here today with Baker University competitive dance team member Michaela Jamison. Michaela, interested in hearing your story. I know you had a fun summer in Washington, D.C., so wanted to get into that. But let us know, other than your time on the dance team, what are some other things you're involved in here on campus?
I am the president of Tri Delta here on campus. I'm the president of the politics club on campus. I'm also the president of Lambda Pi Eta, the Communication Honor Society. I used to be a part of Res Life. I have been an RA before. I'm a UAA, so I work with admissions, and that's it. Oh, I'm also a salon leader.
There you go.
Forget that.
Yeah, don't want to forget that. But yeah, I wanted to talk about your time in Washington, D.C. Kind of want to let you tell the story about how you received your opportunity out there and what all you did this summer.
Yeah, well, my stepdad has been awesome. He is a lobbyist for the Kansas Grain and Feed Association in Topeka. And so he is the vice president of government affairs. So I was always hearing about politics through him. History has always been a really big passion of mine, and so public service just kind of fell into my lap, and I thought that was a really cool opportunity. So I interned for my stepdad for a couple of winter breaks and summers, getting to go see the Topeka State House during legislation, and so getting to sit in on hearings and committee briefings and stuff like that really piqued my interest. He had introduced me to Congressman Kevin Yoder before, and so I applied for all kinds of different internships, but him was definitely my top choice. So when the opportunity came that they extended an offer for an internship to me, I took it so quickly that I think their heads spun a little bit, but it was an opportunity that I'm so grateful for. I got to see a lot of things that I wouldn't have gotten to see just with internships here. So taking that step from state and local government to federal government was pretty awesome. It's really great.
What would you say was maybe your most memorable experience from your time in D.C.?
Wow, so they were in session my first 2 weeks there, so all of the members of Congress were there, running around, voting, going to briefings and stuff like that. My first week we were there, we were training in how to give tours of the Capitol, and we got crammed in an elevator with Nancy Pelosi, and they had 3 just small town Kansas interns in there. No one was really worried about our presence, so all of us were just starstruck that Nancy Pelosi was standing so close to us. I was also giving a tour of the Capitol at one point, and Bernie Sanders walked right past me because he had to go vote. And so just little encounters like that were really cool. A lot of people, when they visit the Capitol, when they visit just kind of Washington, D.C., they forget that it's also an operating town. The Capitol is an operating office building. It is a museum and it's a relic of our American history, which is awesome, but it also is an operating office building, and so members of Congress are walking back and forth, they're meeting with committees, and they're seeing all these people, they're walking to and from, so you kind of forget that those people are there to do their job, and it's not just a building there that just is a replica or just a monument to our government. It still works.
Like you mentioned, to start off, all the things you're involved in on campus and the experiences you've gained. How did your experiences at Baker help prepare you for your time in D.C.?
Yeah, Baker has opened up all kinds of leadership opportunities to me in different facets. So resident life was a completely different leadership role than I hold in Tri Delta, and being a freshman salon leader is a much different leadership opportunity than being the president of politics club. So all of these different leadership opportunities, while they're all leadership, they all expect different things of me. And so being able to be that diverse, well-rounded individual, to be able to take challenges and learn quickly and on your feet is something that really helped me out in DC. Things that I've learned from these leadership positions is if I don't know the answer, to not make something up or pretend like I know the answer, but to do the research to figure it out. And that really was a great skill set to have when I was in DC, because as much studying as I could do, the vernacular out there is much different than that you hear here. And so being able to hear something and go research and learn about it so that I could contribute to the conversation the next time was something that really made my experience worthwhile. It really was more of a learning experience, and I learned so much more than I thought that I ever would have with bills and legislation and just kind of figuring out how our government system works firsthand as opposed to watching CNN or reading the news online.
Okay, let's talk about competitive dance a little bit. This is the first year that the sport of competitive cheer and dance has moved from invitational status to now a varsity level, and it's got to be an exciting time for your team. Talk about that transition and what that means to your squad.
Yeah, it's awesome. We have kind of always seen ourselves as competitive. Dance is kind of its own little world sometimes, but to have the official status as competitive is awesome because now we're getting recognized by NAIA, by all of varsity sports, that we are a competitive kind of entity. And I think that when you see us at football games, it's fun and we're more of an entertainment, but we do so much work in addition to the things that we have to do for football games and basketball performances, and those are so much fun to us and we love it. But competition is just a different kind of atmosphere. It's a different rush you get by competing, and so being recognized as a competitive sport kind of, I think, puts us on a level playing field to some of the other sports that have always been competitive. I've always seen it as a competitive sport, just growing up in a studio, and I'm going to all these competitions that we have, but having the official title is a really good validation for us.
As part of that, Baker will host this spring one of the regional competitions. So the move from regional to national to national championship will occur here at Baker. What does that mean to your program to be able to host such an event like that?
It's so exciting. I know our coach is so incredibly excited about it. Our program has been growing, and we've been growing more technical, and we've been really a name in some of these other schools' kind of minds as they're preparing for competition. We've really grown to be a threat, and I think that is really awesome. And I think now that we can be labeled as competitive, it just kind of makes us seem a little bit more official. And being able to host regionals is just kind of keeping everybody aware that we're around. The last couple of years we've scored really well. We have 2 national champion titles under our belt, and so I think it's a fun just kind of reminder that you can't count Baker out.
Michaela, we really appreciate your time today, and good luck in your final year here at Baker, and we look forward to seeing your team compete.
Thank you.